Hello guys, welcome to another video of mine. I will be doing a review of game week 1 with my friend Aristos Kiloman. I will be covering City, Chelsea and Spurs, and he will be covering Liverpool, Manu and Arsenal.
Alright, so let's look at Liverpool versus Bournemouth. Liverpool, my assessment of Liverpool, first game of the season, first game of the 2025-2026 season. Liverpool kick-started at home to Bournemouth. I think it was a championship performance from Liverpool, meaning that as a team that knows to win trophies, knows to win games, can play under pressure, they came up with the goods against Bournemouth. It wasn't that easy game for Liverpool. Wasn't a walk in the park. Bournemouth pushed them. And at some point, Bournemouth also silenced the Anfield crowd. So that was really good from Bournemouth. I also have to shout out to Bournemouth with their recruitment because they lose the whole backline in the transfer window, and they had replacements already on the bench that they could take to put in the first team and to go out there and could put on a performance against Liverpool. Also shout out to Semenyo. He was really good against Liverpool. But I mean, Liverpool do what big sides supposed to do. Even though Bournemouth pushed them to it, they still rise above it and they found a way to win. Of course, there's some deficiencies in Liverpool side that I think they need to fix. I think they need another hole in mid. I think they'll definitely need probably one or two more centre backs because Joe Gomez is always an injury. So I don't think they can go into this season depending on Joe Gomez. But then Van Dijk and Konate really solid. Of course they make some errors. Of course nobody no perfect. I first game my season, so definitely not go like, yeah, that goal from Semenyo. Of course Konate should attack. Go to Semenyo, attack the ball. This back off, man, this kicky ball like goal kind of dumb, stupid from Konate. But all in all, they find a way to win. And as a Manchester United fan, we got Manu. Okay, remember the days when every game never easy with under Fergie, but we find a way of winning, especially in that extra time, that famously called Fergie time, we found a way to win those games, in the last moments, and Liverpool did that. And as I said, the first game of the season, but the big thing that stand out to me was midfield. Subasly, that deep line midfield is a no-no. So I think Liverpool probably, they might look for sign Isak, which is going to cost a lot of money. I think they need to look for straighten that midfield area just in case Gravenberg have an injury or a red card or whatever. Defensive midfield can go, right? I think Liverpool need to look for strengthening right there. So because without Gravenberg, it kind of looks shaky. You get me? Someone like Tyler Adams in a midfielder going like a big ball against Liverpool, right? So of course, and I mean, no shades of Tyler still, because Tyler, but I mean, I've all got time for Tyler Adams as a player, you see me? But you'd expect Liverpool should can control midfield, but it wasn't that walk in the park for them. You get me? Of course, with Gravenberg, I think it's different, but otherwise, I think they need to strengthen that midfield area. But all in all, I see a lot of people being critical about them. Of course, them not going to win every game, but that's the first game. So I think it was not a bad performance, and of course, big bad Mo Salah step up and finish. Ekitike not look bad, of course. But I don't know how it will go if them get Isak. But him not look that bad. Ekitike as a centre forward, probably score a few goals for them this season. Not probably, he's going to. A number, I'm not gonna put a number upon it yet, but for sure I'm gonna score a few goals. But one thing about Liverpool for sure, Liverpool do score goals. Liverpool do score goals, and that's very crucial in the title race for the season. Liverpool are going to score at least 2 goals a game, and that are going to be very important. Going into the season, like when you scoring 2 goals a game will somewhat guarantee your wins, and you can see even from pre-season, and even last season coming into this season, Liverpool do score goals, and them have Salah. I understand them have Salah world class striker we're gonna score goals for them consistently. You get me? Even against Bournemouth, I never see Salah scoring a whole game. Salah playing weird in the last Salah just find it. He knows how to score goals. You get me? Even the way how he scored that goal. It was a ball where that was a lovely pass to Salah, and Salah finished. No, him run down the ball, run, effort, go for the ball, go get the ball, and come cut in and kick the ball. I think it was even a ricochet or some deflection or something. It wasn't even a pass to Salah. Salah run, go for the ball, and score. You get me? So Liverpool do score goals, and I think that has to be a very big part of the campaign going forward. Stopping goals from scoring upon them is another thing. You get me? And Bournemouth showed that to say, you can't score upon Liverpool, right? I don't know how good their defense are going to be to stop them this season because, as I said, even though they lose Jota, they lose Diaz, rest in peace, Jota, rest in peace. They lose Jota, they lose Diaz, and they lose Nunez, but them still shows that them have goals, and that's going to be very important for them this season.
We start off with City, game week 1. City have a little problem with Wolves in the first 30 minutes of the game. Wolves was playing really well. Counter press and counter attack well. Put City under tremendous pressure in the first 30 minutes. But after City took the lead by Erling Haaland, Oscar Bob won back the ball and chip it over the top to Rico Lewis, and Rico Lewis passed a ball across the 18-yard, and Alan slot it home. It was a simple finish. You can see that this goal come from the training ground. The second goal scored in the 37th minute, quick after the first one by Tajani. Oscar Bob, the man who have a brilliant game overall, won back the ball on the counter and play him through, and he sat this one in the right hand corner. After this, City take full control of the game. The second half, Erling Haaland scored a good goal on top of the 18-yard as well, to make City really look like they are on the training ground. But overall, City really look good. After their first goal, really look comfortable on the ball. But City have a few issues to sort out, and I know Pep, as a tactical genius, will fix this on the training ground. So
now for the big bad game of the season, what everybody wanted to see, what a way to start off the Premier League for Manchester United versus Arsenal. Everybody, if you know Premier League, you know that one of the biggest rivalry in the Premier League, Man U versus Arsenal, and that started off the Premier League, right? So my assessment, I'm saying I'm a Manchester United fan, so I'm going to talk about Manchester United first. Let's go. My assessment of Manchester was a good display. As I was saying, football group, and we talk about it, and I said to the guys in the football group, so for me, I want to see a performance from Man U. It's not even so much about the scoreline. Based on the performances that we put on last season and finished 15th, I don't want to see no double this season. I want to see performances. We only have Premier League to play, right? So we want to see Man U go out there one game a week and put on some performance. You get me? And we did see that. Unfortunately, we never score. And you can't win games if you don't score. Right? But it was a pretty decent performance. Of course, that now got overshadow overshadow certain things about Manchester United. I'm gonna start like, oh my God, man, it was this area now. I follow them TikTok there. Oh my God, Manchester United now. We have to be realistic. We need a midfielder. We know that we need a midfielder. All of the midfielders don't have something wrong about them. Like Bruno can pass by, but he has to pass, him give away ball a lot, him slow. And him not physical. Casemiro physical, but him slow, and him not always good at passing. Kobe can pass, Kobe can dribble, but can't tackle, slow. Ugarte has speed and can tackle, but him can't pass ball. So we need a midfielder, for sure. Right? And it shows in the game also when the changes start make. And Ugarte coming on, you could see the differences and the changes were happening because of, different personnel coming on the field. We could have see that as well. But overall, it was a good performance of Manchester United. The new signings, Let's talk about it. Cunha and Mbeumo, they're going good. Them going good, but I think Mbeumo should have scored though. I think Mbeumo got a few chances them should have put away. One brother say, Trafford, I call him out Trafford, right? Yeah, O'Neal, I write name, we'll call him Trafford as a Man U fan. Him say if I did Garnacho get them chance there and kick them away, like way, and not score them like way Mbeumo get would have cut off Garnacho head, I would have cut off Rashford head. But then the season young, again, the season new, and a new signing, so why would I cut off them head? I think, yes, him should have scored, but overall performance from it was a really good performance. I mean, Mbeumo, really good performance on Cunha, that turned away and draw Ben White in a midlife field and left him for dead. Pun up Ben White I'll injure, hamstring, done, mash up, if I come off I feel dead. You see me? Brazilian come out in a Cunha and Cunha show up. You get me? But I think goal scoring is a problem for your team and we need to start scoring goals for sure. Hopefully, Sesko, Cunha and Mbeumo start click and we start get some goals. I mean, that's the reason why we spend 200 million on 3 attacking players so that we can get goals, right? So we need to start get some goals for sure. What surprised me the most about Man U was the fact that them go at it. Them win 50-50s, win the duels, aerial duels. Those are them simple basic stuff that when Man U never used to do. A misplaced 5-yard passes, 10-yard passes, can't pass a central pass, can't win a tackle. And yesterday against a good Arsenal team, let's put that out there, let's make it clear. It's a very good Arsenal team. But Man U did stand up to them, and statistical wise, with the stats, Man U outplay Arsenal stats wise. Man U outplay Arsenal apart from scoring a goal. Everything else, possession base, everything else, shots, everything, Man U came out on top. So it was a pretty good first performance. And as I say, as a Manchester United fan, what I wanted to see the most was a performance from my team. Whenever there's so much concern about the score, like I know Arsenal is a good team. What the fuck, I can't say it. It paid me. But Arsenal is a better team than Man U. I said it. But at the end of the day, Man U still got there to show say, yo, yeah, we do new signings them. T-Mac probably catch on to where coach say, we can go there, we can compete. Of course, most important thing, we need a goalkeeper. Oi, Ineos. When I listen to me, oi, when I hear me, we need a goalkeeper. Make sure someone buy one. Now make it transfer with that close. Please, me I beg you, buy one keeper. We need one. And it's sure. Because at least we should have get a draw out of the match now. Because of goalkeeping error, can't continue the season so. With goalkeeping error. Our first choice keeper, our second choice keeper, goalkeeping error. No, sir. Fix it. Fix it, Ineos. Now, to Arsenal. As I say, Arsenal's a better team than Man U, but Man U play them. Man U turn up on them. But we know Man U can turn up against an Arsenal. We want to see them next weekend against Fulham for sure. You understand? Because you know them can turn up. We see them do it. Turn up against Arsenal. Put on a good performance against City. Put on a good performance against Liverpool. Then go lose to Fulham. Then go lose to Bournemouth. Then go lose to Brighton. So we see them, right? So I hopefully say, this performance of Man U can continue for sure. Now, as I say, to Arsenal. Arsenal, the best thing about Arsenal football side is them defense. And them defense show why they are so highly rated. Saliba, Gabriel, and also the goalkeeper. I think at 2 times now, him win Golden Globes, Raya, and I'm sure why. Yeah, shows me a big keeper. I'm sure why. Because even the goal scored from Man U where Saliba lean pan being there. They did the same thing to Raya, and Raya still jump and thump a ball same way. You hear me say? Big keeper shows them a big keeper. Very important. Right? Saliba and Gabriel, they turned up and them do what them supposed to do. A matter of fact, when you look on Arsenal backline, you get me, them started Ben White and Calafiori, and them take off Ben White and Calafiori, put on Lewis Kelly and Timber that big. No, that big. That's what you call squad depth. I will leave a depth there. So, I mean, even the changes where they make, taking off, new signing like Zubamendi and even taking off Declan Rice, they had, suit a replacement, taking off Martinelli and Saka, and I put on, so they have squad depth. taking off them new signing again, Jacques and I put on Havertz, so they have squad depth. Arsenal, I think them have probably 2 man for each position, two good players for each position. I think Arsenal do have that for sure. You get me? So I look for see better things from Arsenal. I'm not judging that hard at the first game of the season. Them go to Old Trafford, one of them rivals, collect 3 points. Them always as I saying in a football, ugly win is better than a pretty loss. And Man U had a pretty loss, Arsenal had a ugly win, and a 3 points off for them. Right, 3 points off for them at the start of the season. Arsenal have ambition to win the Premier League. You get me? I hear Arsenal fans that say, is either the Premier League or the Champions League. They want a big trophy this season. So it's a valuable 3 points. Of course, would you say? I don't know if I say a bad performance from certain players and start probably call out certain Arsenal players, or Man U just come out stronger than them, or Man U players more fitter than them, or Man U push them back. So you don't really get to see a lot from me attacking players. Of course, we see a lot of things are going up on social media about Gyökeres and him not good and foolishness. First game of my season, you get me? Arsenal's a good team. Gyökeres are gonna score go faster for sure. I don't know how much he's gonna score, but he's gonna score, right? If put a number upon it, Arsenal fans to that. Me and Arsenal fans. But he's gonna score for sure. We see how Arsenal play. We've seen in previous seasons where Saka put ball in the box, nobody know if he finish. Now they have somebody who can finish. They're gonna score goals. And of course, when we buck them back again down at the Emirates, whenever that is, we know a game, even it's not gonna be that. They're not gonna play better. But the defense hold up are the best thing about them squad, are the strongest part of them squad, and the defense hold up Saliba, Gabriel Shaw, why they are the best partnership in our Premier League, and probably one of the best partnership in our world football right now. You get me? In a club football, when they come on to Europe or even world of football, Gabriel and Saliba is a very good partnership, one of the best, if not the best right now, and I'm sure why. You get them have speed, can read the game and can tackle. I think about like 2 times between Mbeumo and Cunha run through Pangol, and but I think Saliba did enough to throw them off so that they may get a clean shot to goal, which was good. David Raya went call up, and I think Mbeumo that header there, any other day probably any other keeper. We know for sure if I did manual keeper that score. We know for sure if I did manual keeper that score that header there from Mbeumo. But good work from Raya again. Them score them goal, keeper error foolish, but them score them goal and them was able to defend it. You get me? And first game of the season, you have to give that credit. For first game of the season, you have to give credit. Have to. You get me? So we could have been more critical and be more tactical. Of course, Manu, double teaming and 2 against 1. Have them Calafiori 2 against 1 with Dalot and Mbeumo. Give Calafiori a few problems. You get me? The aerial duels them gave Zubamendi a few problems. You get me? In the first half of Man U never play with a static centre forward, so between Mount and Mbeumo and Cunha, them they rotate a lot and did it was hard to pick up, kind of pick up and then make a pocket of space there where it the arcs, the defender either for go with them or stay, and say gave Arsenal a bit of problem like that. So of course, at sometimes it was like 3 against 2 for Man U because both Luke Shaw and Lenny already did a push up and a help on the wing. So you have Mbeumo in the second half. You have Mbeumo, Ahmad, and Lenny Oro against Lewis Kelly and Madueke. You get me? So a 3 against 2, of course. You see whereby them that get the better of them, and also Luke Shaw, Dagu, and Cunha against Timber and Saka, and of course that's them I get the better of them and I go down the line a lot. I think that was a tactical thing from Manu coach, and he pushed back Arsenal wingers, then them couldn't really get progress and go up the field. Where them could get for the damage, because the wingers and the wing backs going up the field for Arsenal is a big part of them attack. So yeah, that never really. Although Arsenal they come for counter still, but you have to can get the ball for progress to the ball for counter, which Manu will really stop them really well. You get me? But as I said, we're not going to be too critical about it because of the first game of the season. I know them have a good team. Can they win the Premier League? If for me as a Man U fan, if I pick, them would have won for win for sure. Can't have a nice neighbor City a win, and then Liverpool don't win one more Premier League than we already, and then we go win one more again, and that's a put up the tally even more. No, sir. But Arsenal, but one thing with them fans, them not gonna shut up if them win. You know, God go with we. God go with we if them win, but for the rivalry sake, I would have prefer for Arsenal win. You understand? So, the nice neighbors them shut up, and we're real rivals them like Liverpool. You know, let's talking. You know, for that reason they would have want Arsenal to win. But I could show the Premier League progress. Of course, Arsenal are going to put on better performances than this at the first game of the season. So, as someone not be too critical, of course, they might go put on better performances. You know, Saka, you know, Martinelli, Odegaard for sure, Declan Rice. You know, they might go play better for sure. So, I look forward to see that, of course.
And I know Pep, as a tactical genius, will fix this on the training ground. So the second game that I will be covering, Crystal Palace versus Chelsea, my team. I thought Chelsea would have won this game 2-1, but a tough 2-1 win. But it never planned out that way. Crystal Palace really play well throughout this game. Defensive, without the ball. They're really compact as well as a team, as we can see in the FA Cup final and the Community Shield as well, how they play City and Liverpool. Crystal Palace really nullified Chelsea throughout this game. They suffocate Cole Palmer, Enzo Fernandez, Joe Pedro, and Cucurella, who inverted as the 10 for Chelsea. Chelsea just couldn't get the ball to those guys in the pockets. So Chelsea struggled throughout the first half. I don't see nothing major change in the second half of Chelsea. Palace really play well. So you have to give Palace a lot of credit to what they do to Chelsea today. But I have to give some players, Josh, a lot of credit. He really play well, but he made 1 and 2 mistakes throughout the game, especially the first half. He gave the ball away at Crystal Palace counter, and Chelsea was trying to counter press and give away a free kick on top of the 18. Rule that one out. So that goal was disallowed in the 13 to the 15 minutes of the game, and they look more dangerous in the last 6 minutes of the game. That was the extra time where they create around 2 good chances. One fall to Andres Santos, where Pedro Neto and Cucurella combine on the left hand side to open up space in the box for Andres Santos, and where he sky one in the stand. That was a really good opportunity for Chelsea. But it was a good draw, especially for Crystal Palace, but a disappointing result for Chelsea. The next game will be Spurs versus Burnley. Listen, the man from the dead, the man who just looked a shadow of himself last season with injury. When he get game time, he looked just a shadow of himself. He scored a beautiful goal. Kudos win back the ball and on the right hand side for Spurs, and he create some space on the right hand side and get in across, and Richarlison swivel and finish it in the far corner. In the second half, this is the goal of game week 1 for me. This goal was beautiful by Richarlison. Kudos get the ball again on the right hand side, create some space as well from his defender, and put in a beautiful cross. Richarlison with a beautiful bicycle kick in the left hand corner of the goal. This goal was a top-notch goal for Spurs. Spurs get the third to finish the game off overall. Spurs look good. Spurs look compact. This is not the Spurs we see last season where they play just all out attacking football and don't have enough players back to cover the counter attacking.